Fourth Tribe Entertainment.
It's gonna be a new day. It's gonna be a new way. You must think that you're our king. Yehuda Dean, Fourth Tribe ENT. It's gonna be a new day. It's the beginning of a new way. You could never be our king. Yehuda Dean, rep Yah with me. It's the dawn of 400 years, 400 years since we shed our first tears, 400 years since my ancestors slain, 400 years since we all knew his name. 400 in this land, Babylon, the bases of many kings. Yah's name is gone. We are the mighty Yehuda Dean. Lions of Yah, praise Yah with me. The righteous, Yah, the holy, Yah, the creator, Yah, the only, Yah, the righteous, Yah, the holy, Yah, the creator, Yah, the only, Yah. He is our king, our savior, and our judge, Yehuda Dean. Yahweh is righteous. He is our king, our savior, and our judge, Yehuda Dean. Yahweh is righteous. It's gonna be a new day. It's gonna be a new way. You must think that you're our king, Yehuda Dean, Fourth Tribe ENT. It's gonna be a new day. It's the beginning of a new way. You could never be our king, Yehuda Dean, rep Yah with me. It's the dawn of 400 years, 400 years since you stole our names, 400 years since Willie Lynch made the slaves, 400 years and we still remain, 400 years of living with Cain, 400 years and we still a slave, slaving on the job, slaving on the block, slaving in the jail and in our hearts. We are the mighty Yehuda Dean. Lions of Yah, praise Yah with me. The righteous, Yah, the holy, Yah, the creator, Yah, the only, Yah, the righteous, Yah, the holy, Yah, the creator, Yah, the only. He is our king, our savior, and our judge, Yehuda Dean. Yahweh is righteous. It's gonna be a new day. It's gonna be a new way. You must think that you're our king, Yehuda Dean, Fourth Tribe ENT. It's gonna be a new day. It's the beginning of a new way. You could never be our king, Yehuda Dean, rep Yah with me. Oh, you could never be my king. Oh, Yehuda Dean, Fourth Tribe ENT. Oh, it's
If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. Knowing I don't fear Yah the way that I should. I strive to place Yah in my forefronts, but we've been raised by the storefronts. Drinking judgment, jump 40 party, smoking blunts, sipping and smoking, kept us from wishing and hoping the day they yoking. They protesting from Hong Kong to Oakland, igniting the day of Yah is encroaching. So the way of Yah I'm approaching by walking in the statutes and commandments and staying clear of the spiritual bandits. 400 ending, no better way we could have planned it. It's all prophetic, so please understand it. Soon people will be famished, seeking Yah all over the planet. Salvation is near and Babylon will vanish. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. There's no other way I wanna walk in, a perfect way, with the spirit of the fear of Yahweh. Israel's a servant and not a homeborn slave. America's been the land of our graves. All of us is confused, manipulated, ridiculed, and abused. Toy with and used, heart is bruised, sold on the ghost and worshiping cartoons. We even shook from a bada boom. Fake noise and fake news, fake results, but Yahweh's the true result and resolution, the true revolt and revolution. When we stand as Yah's army, embracing the conclusion to all men, keeping the word of Yah with all our heart and soul, and no one else has us under their control. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul. If you know you fear Yah, then you're walking His ways. Love Yah, serve Yah with all of your heart and soul.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous, Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another beautiful broadcast of Nothing But the Truth. I am your host, Moreh Ishya Yisrael, from the house of Yisrael, here to bring you nothing but the truth. And who is the truth that we're bringing to you? The truth of Yahweh. For Yahweh is the Elohim of Elohim, the King of Kings, the Master of Masters, the only Judge, the only Lawgiver, the only King, and the only Redeemer, and the only Savior of Yisrael and the world. And we give all praises to the mighty Yah by saying hallelujah. And we know, and we like to also say shalom to everyone that is tuned in our listening audience. For we know the only reason you have tuned into our program is because of your great love and your great fear towards the mighty Yah. And today, or tonight rather, the day's sunlight is getting shorter. We're going to continue our series in which we're dealing with the qualities of a faithful man and a virtuous woman. Virtues of the faithful and the virtuous woman. The things that Yahweh is looking for to make sure and for us to know that we are truly serious about walking in the light of Yahweh. You can talk about it all day, but at a certain point, you're going to have to show and prove. And what we're dealing with this week are qualities that will distinctively let you be aware if you are truly preparing yourself to be part of Yahweh's kingdom, or if you are attempting to just fake the funk. Yesterday, we dealt with honor. And the Most High said in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, the 12th verse, you shall honor your father and your mother. For this is how you prolong your days. He said, do not set light by your father or your mother, for whosoever doeth this will be cursed. Meaning you can't take your father and your mother lightly. And Yah said, if I am a father, where is my honor? If I be a master, where is my fear? So therefore, we have to honor Yahweh. And to honor the Most High is to make sure that he is the heaviest, the most serious, the most important, the most recognized, the most substantial entity in your life. His word is heavier than yours. His ways are heavier than yours. His thoughts are heavier than yours. Therefore, he comes first. You show Yahweh honor, and I showed you 3 different things specifically which would prove if you honor Yahweh. One was the Sabbath day, because it's the Sabbath of Yahweh, and you're not to take Yahweh's name in vain. And if you don't take Yahweh's name in vain, that means you're not taking Yahweh or setting light by Yahweh, meaning you're not taking what Yahweh says lightly or for vanity or as nothing. Don't set it light by your father and your mother, and don't take Yahweh's name in vain, because he is that important. And since it said it's the Sabbath of Yahweh, then you should honor Yahweh as the scriptures let you know. But the 7th year, what Yahweh called the Sabbath of years, is also a Sabbath of Yahweh. And if you're going to honor Yahweh, then you're going to keep that Sabbath year. I also showed you Yah's name is upon Israel. And if you're going to honor Yahweh, then you're going to be careful and mindful in how you deal with the people of the Most High, in who he has placed his name on. Those are just a few things that will let you know if you're honorable. If you honor the Most High. In the book of Psalms, the 15th chapter, in the first verse it reads, Yahweh, who shall abide in thy tabernacle, who shall dwell in thy holy hill, he that walks uprightly and works righteousness and speaks the truth in his heart, he that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned or is despised, but he honoreth them that feareth Yahweh, and that sweareth to his own hurt and changes not. Therefore, this is somebody that's honorable. They honor those that fear Yahweh. Why would you honor those that fear Yahweh? Because they're like you are. You fear Yahweh. Yahweh comes first. So those that fear Yahweh, Yahweh comes first in their life. So that means they're important. They're substantial. They're coming in the name of Yah. But a vile person disregards Yahweh. And we have to pay attention to who we are honoring and who we are despising. But today, we're going to continue to show you the things that would make up a virtuous woman and a faithful man. Why would we even bring you this word? And why does Yahweh want you to hear this? Because Yahweh wants you to be prepared to walk in the light of Yah. He wants you to have the necessary tools in your box to be able to raise your bar to the level that would allow you to be a jewel of the Almighty. So now it is very important that we squarely focus on the things that would allow us to distinctively know if we are walking with Yahweh or if we are fooling ourselves. So the second thing we're going to teach you this week that would bring you to the realization and to the understanding that you're dealing with virtues of a faithful man and a virtuous woman is integrity. For in the book of Psalms, the 25th chapter, we go there. Psalms 25, and I'll start at the 21st verse, where it says, let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on you. So why would David say, let integrity and uprightness preserve him? What is it about this integrity that it allows you to be preserved? If you look in the concordance, integrity it'll tell you that it could be a few things. But a lot of times when you look up integrity in the dictionary or the concordance, it'll just let you know that it means innocent. Innocent. And is that what it means? Or does it mean something a little bit different? Well, when I investigated the word integrity, it took me to a word called in Hebrew tamam, which essentially means to be whole, to be complete. And if you look in the book of Psalms, if I want Psalms, is that what I want? Psalms? Yes, Psalms, the 7th chapter of Psalms. In the 7th chapter of Psalms, in the 8th verse, it says, Yahweh shall judge the people. Yahweh shall judge the people. Judge me, O Yahweh, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me. What is this integrity? Where David wants it to preserve him, and now he wants to be judged by it. I don't know if it can be innocency, because there's no man that doeth good that sinneth not. I don't know who is innocent. But we got to understand, why is this integrity so very essential that Yahweh will even judge you by it, will even preserve you by it? I'm going to show you what it is if we continue to investigate this integrity. If we go to the book, I believe I want Psalms 78. And in Psalms 78, we're going to start reading at verse 70. That's Psalm 78, verse 70, where it reads, "From he chose David, also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds, from following the ewes, great with young, he brought him to feed Yaakov, his people, and Israel, his inheritance. So he fed them according to the integrity of his heart, and guided them by the skillfulness of his hands." And what is this integrity of heart? It's to be of one heart. That's what integrity really is. You're of one heart. Why would he use David as this example? David is a man after Yahweh's own heart. And Yahweh is not double-hearted. Look in the book of Psalms, the 86th chapter. In Psalms 86, verse 11, it says in verse 11 of Psalms 86, "Teach me your way, O Yahweh. I will walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name." Why would a psalmist have to ask for a united heart? A psalmist would ask for a united heart simply because Yahweh knows our hearts are deceitfully and desperately wicked. And the psalmist knows this. And so he asks for a united heart, one heart. Look in the book of Jeremiah, the 17th chapter. It's very, very important, and it's also very rewarding to look in the scriptures and find out what Yahweh is saying about his word. For every word of Elohim is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add not unto his word, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. And you don't want to let the concordance define things for you. Sometimes it gives you a clue in a definition, but the scriptures are way better in letting you know what this is. And according to scriptures, and you'll see, integrity is a integrity of heart. You'll mostly see that's what the scriptures is talking about. Integrity of heart. You want your heart to be one. And in Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, the 5th verse, it reads, "Thus says Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusts in man, and make his flesh his arm, and whose heart departs from Yahweh." If you trust in man and make flesh your arm, you didn't have integrity of heart. Your integrity was weak, was small, and was insignificant. Because you departed from Yah. You don't depart from Yahweh if you have integrity of heart. If you have oneness of heart, you're not departing from the Almighty. As a matter of fact, look in the book of Job, the 2nd chapter. In Job, the 2nd chapter, we'll look at the first verse. It reads, now remember, Job is one of Yahweh's 7 wonders. He's the 7th wonder to be exact, because Yahweh put him through 7 different tests, and he passed all of them. And he went through these tests to show you how to truly walk in the integrity of your heart. And in Job, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse reads, "Again, there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahweh," meaning these are angels, these are Yahweh's sons, coming to report to Yahweh on whatever it is Yahweh wanted them to report on. And in addition, Satan, the adversary, which is also a son, came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Satan, "From where cometh you?" And Satan answered Yahweh and said, "From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down it." And Yahweh said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Meaning, your job, adversary, is to be the adversary. Your job is to test. That means if somebody says they're going to do this thing or that thing for Yahweh, then it's your job, Satan, to get in their way. See if that heart is about what they said it's about. So you walking up and down the earth to and fro. Did you think about Job? Did you look at Job? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fears Elohim and escheweth evil, and still he holds fast to his integrity, although you moved me against him to destroy him without cause. So sounds like, look, Job, he's still holding on to his oneness. He is not stepping aside and becoming somebody else. You done made me put fire on all his possessions, kill his children, take his riches, destroy his fields. You, any other person, man, somebody don't get their paycheck right, they cussing the heavens. They don't even want to serve Yahweh. They paycheck come up short. They calling up the more raise. Should I pay my tithes? My paycheck is short. Where's the integrity when there's adversity in your life? But he said Job holds fast to his integrity. Although you moved me against him to destroy him without cause. And the adversary, Satan, answered Yahweh and said, "Skin for skin, yea. All that a man has will he give for his life." So he's saying, he's like, okay. I take all these things, but test his life. He gonna give up. He's gonna drop that integrity. He's gonna book on you, Yahweh. Verse 8, put forth your hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse you to your face. And Yahweh said to Satan, "Behold, he is in your hand, but save his life." Meaning, go ahead, bring him down. Take away even his health. Test him with affliction of his own body. And Satan saying, I bet you that integrity ain't going to be around no more. He ain't going to serve you. He's going to curse you. So he took him. So verse 7, So Satan, so went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh and smote Job with grievous boils from the sole of his foot to his crown, which means what? Job not only had an affliction, it didn't even he couldn't even look good. You see, this is how you know if you ready for Yahweh's kingdom or not. Job had boils from his foot, the sole of his foot, to the top of his head. You can't take one pimple. We in the mirror trying to pop that thing. Oh my goodness, I got a pimple. This man had boils. So it says, and he took him a potsherd to scrape himself therewith. And he sat down among the ashes. You talk about an affliction. You talk about something that will bring you low. You look unappealing to your own self and to everyone else, covered in boils, and you got to use a potsherd to scrape your own self and sit amongst the ashes. You just lost your children. You just lost your riches. You just lost your possessions. And now you lost your own health. What would you do? We already know what we would do because we ain't been passing these tests to this day. But Yahweh wants you to learn and wants you to understand that these tests can be conquered. These tests can be overcame. All you have to do is know and understand what you're dealing with. So you know and understand who to call on when these tests come upon you. Job sat among the ashes. Verse 9 says, then said his wife to him, which is some great wisdom in here. You're going to learn a great wise thing. Satan hit Job with these boils. Then he sent his wife. Then said his wife to him, do you still retain your integrity? Curse Elohim and die. If you're a husband, you would understand maybe just a little bit how, mentally damaging that type of comment from your companion could be. Could you imagine? You lost your children. She lost her children. You lost your possessions. She lost her possessions. Now you're losing your health, which means and you're not looking good at all. So she's now like, man, what's going on? She already done made up in her mind. That's why Satan used her. She already done made up in her mind that it don't matter no more. And she looked at her husband because maybe she thought, if he with it, I'm with it. We about to curse Elohim and die. She looked at him and said, do you still maintain your what? Your oneness, your wholeness. Do you maintain this one heart, this one mind? Curse Elohim and die. But he said to her, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Elohim? And shall we not receive evil? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. Which means he still maintained this whole one heart. He wasn't about to walk away from the one that has blessed him his whole life just because he got sick, just because his children died, just because his riches are gone, just because his possessions are burned up. He wasn't about to walk away from the one that woke him up that very day. And he wasn't going to let his wife lead him to it either. He said, you speak as one of the foolish women. Because that's exactly what Satan stirred her up to do. The adversary. To try to stop him from having integrity. Also, if you look in the book of Genesis, the 20th chapter. And what are we dealing with tonight? On Nothing But the Truth, we're dealing with integrity. This is one of the great virtues that you want to possess to be one of Yahweh's virtuous women and faithful men. You want to have integrity. You want to be honorable. And in Genesis, the 20th chapter, the 5th verse reads, said he not to me, she is my sister. And she, even she herself, said he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocence of my hands have I done this. That's how you know integrity doesn't just mean innocency. Because why would he say the same thing twice? Yahweh, his people, the people of the scriptures just don't repeat themselves like that. They don't say the same thing twice like that. That's English language. English language talks like that, you know. But Yahweh, his people don't talk like that. They don't just say things twice in a row, like the innocency of my heart, the innocency of my hand. Well, if your hands are innocent, your heart is innocent. If your heart is innocent, your hands are innocent. But in the integrity of my heart, which is this wholeness, the oneness, meaning I was one heart about just staying true to myself. I don't take another man's wife, Yah. They told me that they were brother and sister. And Elohim said unto him in a dream, yes, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart. I know that you did this with a whole heart in believing that you were not taking somebody else's wife. I know that you weren't turning aside from what you know to be true just because Sarah is beautiful. He said, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart. For I also withheld you from sinning against me. Therefore, permitted I you not to touch her. Y'all saying the only reason I didn't allow you to go any further is because you did this in the integrity of your heart. You did not have ill intentions in your heart. You did not step away from what you know to be right. And you didn't take her because you were trying to be a vile person. You did it in the integrity of your heart. Therefore, Yahweh stopped this man from even touching Abraham's wife. Because it was a test. It was a test for Abimelech. It was a test to see if he was going to recognize Abraham as Yahweh's servant and to bless him as Yahweh told him to. Because when you bless Abraham and his seed, you will be blessed. That's why he opened up the womb of all the women in this nation. And so, you see, even a king that isn't even someone that knew Yahweh like Abraham, he could be a man of integrity because he know right from wrong. And he wasn't trying to go after another man's wife just because she was beautiful. He didn't let his heart take him away. Go also back to the book of Jeremiah. I just wanted to show you something else in that 17th chapter. in Jeremiah the 17th chapter. We read the 5th verse. Now I want to look at the 9th verse, where it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's how you know Yahweh is trying to warn you and tell you that you need to have a whole heart, not a double heart, one-hearted. Be a complete heart, because your heart it start tripping on you. That's why he said, I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. That's why David said, judge me according to my integrity. Let integrity preserve me. I want to be judged according to my integrity, because I know my heart is one with Yah. So I know what I'm doing is what Yahweh delights in, what Yahweh desires, because I desire for my heart to be one with Yah. And there's something you're going to have to do to get your heart to a place where you want it to be one. I'll show you what that thing is that you're going to have to do. It's in the book of Proverbs. I'm going to show you what Proverbs says, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit straighter, because Proverbs are sayings of wisdom, and sometimes you need sayings of absolute directness. And in Proverbs, the 30th chapter, maybe this is direct enough, but I'm going to get a little bit more direct. In Proverbs, the 30th chapter, in verse 7, it says, 2 things have I required of by you. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the food convenient for me. Lest I be full and deny you, and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my Elohim in vain. Maybe that's direct enough. But the point is, to be a man or woman of integrity, you have to get far away from vanity and lies. Because vanity and lies is going to keep you from being one with Yah. It's going to keep your heart from being one with Yah. And why would that keep your heart from being one with Yah? Vanity is anything that ain't about the Almighty. So, that concert you want to go to see whoever, and to hear whatever song that's about whatever money, in whatever club, in whatever sexual escapade, that's vanity. That TV show you like watching, it's vanity. That job that don't take care of you is vanity. Yeah, you got to be with Yahweh 100%. Now, you can go on the job, but are you depending on that job? What is the thing in your life? We can't get caught up in the vanity and the lies, lying mostly to ourselves about the truth of our hearts. we know we desperately wicked. Tell the truth to yourself. You've been lying to yourself, which caused you to lie to other people because you're not attempting to walk holy with Yah. But if Job, a wealthy man that had possessions, cattle, land, blessed with children, a healthy man, all of that taken away from him, and he held fast to his integrity. You surely can do so also. You just have to know what you're dealing with. But if you want to walk in integrity, the vanity has to become a thing of the past. And I know that is a hard cookie to swallow, but it's the whole truth. I'll show you something. I said I was going to be a little bit more straight with you. Go to Psalms 41. Just dealing with how to get your heart into a place where you got a wholeness with the Most High, so you can really start working with integrity. In Psalms 41, verse 1 reads, "Blessed is he that considers the poor." One of the things you can do is be a person that is outside of yourself. When you consider the poor, you're not considering yourself. You can say, well, I'm poor myself. Well, yeah, a lot of us are poor. But are you telling me that on your smartphone? Are you telling me that sitting in your car? Are you telling me that sitting in your house? Are you telling me that with a pair of clean socks and underwear on? Are you telling me that and you just ate breakfast or lunch or dinner? Because if you are, you could be poor, but there's definitely somebody that has less than you. Blessed is he that considers the poor. Now you're doing something that Yahweh said he delights in. In the book of Isaiah, the 58th chapter, just so you can understand the things that you got to do to start proving to yourself that integrity is a virtue that you have. And in Isaiah, the 58th chapter, verse 6 reads, "Is not this the fast that I have chosen?" See, this is what Yahweh wants. I know you do other things, but this is what Yahweh wants. To loose the bands of wickedness. Meaning, if there's wicked bands all around, what are you doing to take the wicked bands off your people? Off the people that need it the most? It's one thing to go into the sanctuary on the Sabbath day in wherever place, whatever city, whatever land you're in, and say praise Yahweh on the Sabbath day. That's one. But what about going out and losing the bands of wickedness on a daily basis? This is the fast Yahweh has chosen. To undo the heavy burdens on a daily basis. And to let the oppressed go free. And that you break every yoke. Is it not to deal your bread to the hungry? And that you bring the poor that are cast out into your houses. When you see the naked, that you cover him. And that you hide not yourself from your own flesh. Now you're talking about being outside of yourself. Now you're talking about doing things that Yahweh chooses. And you're going to do things that Yahweh choose because your heart is one with Yah. That's what it said in Psalms 86 and 11. Teach me your ways, Yahweh, that I may walk in your paths. Unite my heart. That's because our hearts are not united. And to have integrity, it is to have integrity of heart, is to have that one heart. In Proverbs, go on Proverbs. No one, Job, the 27th chapter of Job. In Job chapter 27. Look in start at the first verse. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, as Elohim lives, who has taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who has grieved my soul? All the while my breath is in me, and the spirit of Elohim is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak of wickedness. Why? Because the spirit of Elohim is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak of wickedness. Why? Because my breath is in me. This is why Job maintained his integrity. Because though you took away my children, you took away my possessions, you took away the spirit of unity with my wife, you took away my riches, my breath is within me. And my spirit, the spirit of Elohim, is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Elohim forbid that I should justify you, those of you that try to say it's okay to walk away from your integrity. Till I die, I will not remove my integrity from me. Because, why? Because Yahweh still woke me up. He might have not have woke them up, but he woke me up. And as long as he woke me up, I'm holding fast to being one in the heart with Yah. Look here in the book of Psalms, the 12th division. Again, we're just showing you certain virtues that you can attribute to a faithful man and a virtuous woman. The scriptures say, a faithful man who can find. Many will proclaim his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find. Said Abraham was faithful. Moses was faithful. And say a virtuous woman who can find. They say many has done virtuousness, but the woman that fears Yahweh, she shall be praised. Why? Because you have integrity. You are honorable. You're upright. You're righteous. In Psalms, the 12th chapter, the first verse reads, help, Yahweh, the godly man ceases, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. Why? They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. What's a double heart? A double heart is the type of heart that says one thing one day and the other thing the other day. That's not a person that has integrity of heart. And you see that the faithful fail. The faithful don't deal in double-heartedness. Even look in 1 Chronicles, the 12th chapter. First Chronicles, the 12th chapter, verse 33 says, of Zebulun, such as went forth to battle, expert in war, with all instruments of war, 50,000, which could keep rank. They were not of double heart, meaning they weren't some fake dudes. You could trust them in the battle. They had integrity. Even Proverbs, the 15th chapter, the 4th verse. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Yeah, because when you're wholesome, like integrity is a whole or a heart, a heart, a whole heart, a wholesome tongue, that's a tree of life. But when you're perverse, that means you're against the word of the Most High. And if you speak against the word of the Most High, you're not displaying integrity of heart. Not at all. Not like Job. You're not like Job at all. Also, take a look at Proverbs, the 19th chapter, verse 1. It says, better is the poor that walks in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. A poor man, though he don't have nothing, at least he walks in his integrity. He's of one heart. He's a real person. 100%. Straight up. But a fool with perverse lips, that's just annoying. Yahweh ain't with all that. Even in Proverbs, the 11th chapter. The 3rd verse reads, the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. You see, integrity is the opposite of perverse. Perverse is somebody that's against Yahweh's word. When you have integrity, you have one heart with Yah. And look in Proverbs 20:7. Well, we'll start at the 6th verse. It says in Proverbs, the 20th chapter, the 6th verse, most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. Why? Because he stayed true, faithful. He wasn't wish-washy, as they say. One day he's up, the next day he's down. One day he's right, the next day he's left. That's like these politicians. When the crowd, when the popular, or as they call them, their constituents, are for one thing, they're for it. But when whoever is greasing their palms is for another thing, then they're for that. No integrity. They're not whole. They're not complete. They're not one with the Almighty. And let me show you just a couple more scriptures in the book of Psalms. Going to the 26th chapter. In Psalms chapter 26, we're in Psalms, the 26th chapter, and we're going to start reading in verse 6. No, we're going to start reading in the first verse. Judge me, O Yahweh. Listen to David. Listen to what he's saying. This is a man of integrity. Judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in my integrity. You only can say that when you know that you have. When you know that you haven't been fake. Judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in my integrity. I have trusted also in Yahweh. Therefore I shall not slide. He knew he wasn't going to slide because he knew who he was walking with. If you walking with an unfaithful person, you know slipperiness is just around. Yahweh said he has set the wicked in slippery places. So don't even think that you can walk with the wicked and be and not slide. Yahweh said, I trust in, David said, I trusted in Yahweh, therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Yahweh, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart, for your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go with the hypocrites. Exactly. You see? Do you do this? Do we do this? Or do we sit with vain people? With people that ain't about anything. They ain't about Yah. They ain't about Hebrews. They ain't about the truth. They just about whatever that ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. And you sitting with them? You at their house? You playing poker with them? I have not sat with vain persons. Neither will I go in with hypocrites. And y'all know what it means to go in with somebody. That's how you know David was black. I ain't going in with no hypocrites. Let's go in on this. Let's go in on that. But if you're dealing with a hypocrite, you might as well give them all your money. Give them all your possessions because they're going to take them anyway. Because they're hypocrites. They're going to try to find a way to scheme you. To swindle you. Neither will I go in with hypocrites. I have hated the congregation of evildoers. Yeah, and we afraid to expose who's evil because we sit with them. We go in with them. So we don't want to call them evil. I've hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocence, so will I compass your altar, O Yah, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all your wondrous works. Yahweh, I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your honor dwells. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hand is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, will I walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot stands in an even place. In the congregation will I bless Yahweh. Hallelujah. See, this is a man of integrity who knows where the honor of the Most High is, who knows where the blessings of the Most High is, who understands who's evil, what's vain, who's a hypocrite, and what don't benefit his life at all. Because he has a oneness of heart with the Most High. And if you want to be a faithful man, and if you want to be a virtuous woman, then you will also walk in the integrity of your heart. Because that's how you become faithful and virtuous. And until tomorrow, Yahweh loves you very much. And so do I. Shalom.
Coke my and then A and terror and pestilence. All we need is Yahweh's deliverance. We need wisdom to shine like the seven suns, understanding that